Good morning, folks. Day 27. Today is a special day, monumental day, actually. More on that later. Slept up about 2 miles from the peak of Mount Moriah. There's a campsite up here. It was full tonight. Remember me telling you about the most popular peak in New Hampshire or whatever? Well, it was full for a reason. There was a lot of people up here. They're finishing their hikes today. So the campsite, the caretaker at the campsite was stretched thin trying to find places for everybody. I got really lucky. I passed 7 people coming down the mountain to get into the campsite and actually get a place where I could pitch my tent. They ran out of spots. That's pretty bad in the wilderness. There's no spots to pitch any more tents. Problem is, on the side of the mountain there's no flat spots, so they were doubling up on they have these tent platforms, so they were doubling up tents on the tent platforms. And these 3 guys, they were pretty much leapfrogging me all day, depending on when we stopped, when they stopped, when I stopped. Anyway, they got in a little after me. They cowboy camped on one platform. 3 of them all slept, no tents, just right next to each other, next to somebody else's tent. They couldn't fit into the tent. So anyway, what I'm getting at is, being full, there's 30-mile-an-hour winds almost all night long. Being this high up, winds were bad. They're still blowing pretty good right now. That's why I'm up. I was up at 4:40 this morning. It was just getting light. I laid there and I'm like, oh, I hope this wind stops before, too long. It keeps going and going. So I'm like, I'm gonna roll out. Got out of my tent about 6. I'm on trail at 6:30 now. Trying to loosen up. I did some humping yesterday. I don't know if I said. I did 13 miles, but it was a lot of uphill. That may sound funny. You go uphill, you gotta go downhill. There was almost 10 miles of climbing yesterday. Now that doesn't mean I climbed 10 miles into the sky. I'm only up close to 5,000 feet. It's just the point of, you go up 3,000 feet. You come down 2,000 feet. You go back up another 2,000 feet. It's just it's sort of like a roller coaster. But the cumulative climb was over 10,000 feet yesterday. It was a big climb day. And it was no poles, grab onto the rocks and pull yourself up climbing day. Which, the good thing is, there's only 2 miles to the peak of this mountain. Then it's down into the valley to the hostel. So should be a good day. I'm looking at my let's see. Well, this sign doesn't really tell me, so I'm gonna have to get on the map, but I think I'm in the right place. Oh yeah, there's a white place. So can you see it in the background? Let me see if I can zone in on it. Oh, see that tree right there? I don't know if you can see it. I can't zoom in. There's a white blaze on that single tree right there, so that's my way. So anyway, I'm excited. Only got 8 miles to do today. I was doing a little research online. REI is a little ways away. I don't know if these guys are going to charge me to shuttle into REI, which would sort of suck. It's 20 miles away, but they advertise that they'll take me to REI, so I'll see what happens. Walmart's for free no matter what. They take you in. They have a shuttle at, I think the shuttle tonight is at 5 o'clock. They take you in, drop you off at 5:15. hour later they pick you up at this barbecue joint to give you a ride back. So it gives you an hour to go into Wally World. I know what I need. I'm in there for 15 minutes and I'm out. Drop me off Wally World. I'll go pick up my stuff. Then I'll go over to the barbecue joint and have some real barbecue, hopefully. And then pick up a couple of beers at the little package store right there. Something just to drink back at the hostel tonight. Maybe help me sleep better. Man, it's been rough sleeping. Joints are not happy. Anyway, old guy syndrome, I guess. Anyway, that's my story for now. More to come this afternoon or this morning. It should be in early afternoon, so everything is going to be jam-packed in this morning. The views and just the peaks and the one peak for today. So anyway, that's my story for now. Hope you guys are safe. I will talk to you later. Good morning, New Hampshire. Well, that's a good sign. I just ran into my first southbounders that actually started Katahdin on July 1st. And I'm right about the halfway point to Katahdin from where I started. And they're right about the halfway to Dalton where I started. So this is right almost halfway. So that's good timing. And I was just talking to him I talked to him for a length. I was telling them about the whites and what we just went through, and so they were excited to get some of that information, and we were all talking. It's a good chance these will be the group of people I'll be catching up to when I flop back down. I'll be close to these guys, so it was real interesting, real nice to meet them, swap names and all that stuff. So maybe I'll see them down the trail. Mariah. Look, it looks like the sea out there. Storm clouds are rolling in. We're supposed to have a pretty bad storm over the next 2 days. Thank you for being in the hostel tonight and tomorrow. Well, I guess this is going to be end of day 27. I know it's a short day. I'm doing this. I was gonna do this up on top of the peak, but it's just too windy. I'm down in the woods again. It's quieter. I didn't think you could hear me up there, and it's a lot warmer down here. Anyway, I'm gonna end the day. I need to tell myself a story, and I guess you guys are along for the ride. So I need this to reflect on someday, look back and reflect on whenever I need to. So a little story about back in 2018, life decided to do a backflip on me and turn my world upside down. So for the better part of the last 2 years, I've let hate and pain and self-doubt and self-loathing, self-pity, loneliness, uncertainty, I let all of those negative things into my life. I let them creep in. I sort of let them take over. And I've been fighting with that for the last couple of years, for the better part anyway. So before I left on this journey, I told myself, by the time I get through the whites, I'm gonna drop all that baggage. I'm gonna drop all that weight. So on those days that my thighs were cramping up, all that pain and uncertainty, I dropped it. Because my thighs couldn't handle the weight. And on those days that my calves were screaming, all the self-doubt and the self-loathing, I had to drop it because my calves couldn't handle the weight. And on those days that my lungs were just burning, gasping for breath, all that anger and that bitterness, I had to drop it because my lungs couldn't handle the weight. Reason why I'm saying all this now, sorry, I made it. I'm through the whites. I made it. This is it. The hard part is over. This was my baptism, for lack of other words. This is my new beginning. Leave all of that baggage behind. It's gone. It's gone, I promise. I will never go back to that place again. I know the trail's got I know the trail's got a lot more to throw at me. And I know it's got a hell of a lot more to teach me. But I'm ready. My pack has never been this light. My load has never been so light. It's my time. This broken road is gonna straighten out for me. So, like I said, I needed to tell myself this so I can look back on it someday, and if I ever get someplace that I shouldn't be, I'll remember this and what I went through. Sorry, but that's my end of day 27. Might be the last time I see you guys for about a week or so. So that's my story.